So, hi, welcome back to Adventures in Truth. We are going to try a different game. This is Heather's idea. I'm not in the mood to be playing a game because we just had an elevated, brief conversation about 40 minutes ago. And she said, let's get through this with a game on an episode, which is a good idea. So I did it. She said, make yourself some coffee. I haven't had coffee yet. And as I was making myself coffee, I thought of a game called Baggage Claim. And I've been explaining it to Heather, and she has some reservations. So let's talk through the reservations and see if we can play it. But basically, the idea is one person talks about what they brought into the conversation, which I can see for me is 100% why the conversation was tense versus the conversation itself. And then the other person empathizes, then the other person goes, and the first person empathizes. And then they can have the conversation. So, questions before we start, and you don't have to do this. We can change our minds and do something else, but I was pretty excited about this.
Does it begin with rock, paper, scissors?
Yes.
Okay. Is it just one and the winner goes?
Usually best 2 out of 3, but I'm game for one. The thing about 2 out of 3 is that you get to exercise all those aspects of neuroscience that are beneficial from the game. So
that makes sense to me. How long is each person's turn?
Well, I don't have a timer. There's your phone there. We could say 90 seconds, 2 minutes. I wish we had one of those. Didn't we get, Wesley, a timer for the, but I don't know where those are. So let's say 2 minutes, 120 seconds.
Okay. And this game is kind of like a mix of Internal Weather Report and like anything else?
I don't really want to compare it to other games. I want to say that this game is, you say what you brought into the conversation. So it's not what's going on in the present moment. It's what you brought into the conversation that was heightened in the first place. And then after empathy for that, and I empathize with you, you empathize with me, then we can have the conversation.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. How long is the game total?
So less than 10 minutes, right? So it's 2 minutes. You empathize, let's say, for a minute or two. 2 minutes, you empathize for a minute or two. That's what? That's 4 to 8. And then we have the conversation. 10, 15 minutes at the most.
Okay.
Okay, but?
No, okay, and? Okay, and? What is it? My saboteur, the controller, is like freaking out a little bit.
From what?
Well, because I had an idea of what we were going to be doing, and now it's not that idea. And it makes me want to cry, but I'm still willing. So don't take my... I can hear it. The controller in there beating against my head. Okay. I don't understand it totally, but it's there.
What part don't you understand?
No, my controller.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh, I understand your control. Okay, so I'm not saying I understand it better than you. I'm saying I understand what you share. The pads are for notes, Heather's idea. Can you keep 2 minutes on that watch or no? Does it do a timer?
Let me see. That's a good question. I do have a timer.
Okay, great.
And when you're talking about what you brought into, like we're talking about thoughts, emotions, state of being, anything like that?
Yeah, whatever was going on
in the moment.
See, this is why I thought of this game. I have had situations where I'm in a conversation with somebody, and one I'm thinking of was with our cousin Robert a long time ago. And I thought of all the things he doesn't even know that are true about me, that if he did know, would change the conversation. I started with the fact that it was something about accounting for the business we were in. He doesn't know that prior to this is very new. I had damaged corneas and I couldn't really see. So I had to start with that. And that happened, 1994, whatever it was. So There's all these things that you don't know, all these icebergs under the water that you don't even know about when you have a conversation. It could be, how was your day? And I'm trying to get into that. So that's the idea for behind baggage claim.
Okay. So like, instead of like fixing whatever, we're going to back up and we're going to talk about.
These were the icebergs in the water when we started talking this morning that I didn't really make clear about. I talked to you about one of them, but I didn't really make clear what happened.
Okay. So
rock, paper, scissors?
Yep.
You got 2 minutes ready to go on your time? Don't do it yet. I'm just saying, do you have it?
Well, I mean, it may take me a second to set it up.
That's fine. Okay, let's go. One for me. One for you.
Oh, you go first.
Okay.
Okay.
For once, I'm happy to go first. Usually when Heather wins, I'm frustrated and then I'm relieved because her going first always drops the waterline to a level that I'm glad she went first because she sets the tone for the conversation. So
you like going first too.
In this particular case, I think it's a smart idea. So tell me when 2 minutes.
And 1, 2, that's 3. Go.
So, I've been having trouble sleeping, and I've been gnawed on that Klonopin. I tried to take a little less because I don't like to use anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I woke up about 3:30 in the morning. All the things we have going on. Some of that's going to come up in this conversation. But one of them is a Chapter 13 bankruptcy. So I'm thinking about that. And I end up falling asleep and waking up later than I said, or later than I thought. So I told John, who's the person we're working with on the Trees and Power Relationship app, that I would reach out to him at 8:30. But I also want to get my walk in because we're big on the walk. So I go out for the walk and I'm briefly talking to David because John didn't write back. He calls me because he's at work. So I have to hang up with David. And then it's a stressful call with John because it's about a guy that I used to work with whose reality, pardon me, he's entitled to his reality, but I know for a fact his reality is 100% skewed. He's not seeing reality clearly. So that's stressful for me. It's stressful for me because it frightens me. It frightens me to no end when I'm telling someone X and all they're hearing and seeing is Y. Doesn't matter what I say. It doesn't matter what I do. Doesn't matter how many times they say, I appreciate you. I see you're a good guy. They're going to make up something. And this person was hurt in their life. I get it. Stressful. And then I have to end that conversation because I have to go in to an interview. And then there's technological problems, which stresses me out with that interview. So it ends up being late. I come downstairs and I only have a few minutes before my next interview. And as it turned out, I only had 1 minute before my next interview. I got the laundry and all that stuff. And the background of Chapter 13 is a stress too. That is when you brought up what you said. And though I want you to get what you want 100%, that was not the kind of conversation because it was presented, and I don't want to get too much in the conversation. It's about the baggage. It was presented in a way that didn't sound like a request. It sounded like an order. We'll get to that later. But I came in back to back to back, stressful things that I had to get done. And you came in from a talk therapy session, which you're going to tell me about. I think we came in with 2 different sets of baggage. And so the conversation you were having came from a different level of stress, a different level of engagement in your day, different kind of engagement in your day than mine did. That's my belief. But it's your turn to empathize and then your turn to tell about the baggage. Is there still time left?
I don't think this timer works.
Okay, forget it. Oh, 1:59. Oh, no, it's not working. You're right. Never mind. No, you said it for 2 hours.
I swear I didn't.
So it's your turn to empathize, and then we'll switch. Go ahead.
Oh, I did set it. I said it. Okay. No, that's seconds. I said it for 2 minutes. It's just, it's not working. Okay, so empathize. Am I allowed to ask questions?
Let's say yes. We're making this game up as we go along, so we'll add that into the structure.
Okay.
We'll figure out a way to make this downloadable for you. Go ahead.
What was going on for you when you had to hang up with David to take John's call on the walk?
Frustration. I love John, but I also know he's calling me about a situation with that ex-business partner of mine that is stressful because I'm going to hear about a guy's. It's stressful for me to hear about a guy who sees me or a situation as completely untrue and isn't open to seeing what's actually happening. That certain things stress me out, like why the Wi-Fi going down stresses me out. Someone who, it doesn't matter if they're staring at blue, they're going to insist they see red. It's very stressful for me. It's like you're talking to, I don't mean to offense, but you're talking to somebody who's not psychologically coherent. That's scary.
So, okay. So you were frustrated.
Yeah, I was frustrated because I had to go to work mode versus go for a stroll and talk to my friend about the Lions. Yes.
So you didn't get great sleep.
I ended up getting great sleep because I slept a little late, but I woke up into my day. Instead of waking up into coffee and my granola and all, I woke up into, oh shit, I've got to go take a walk so that I get my walk in, all that.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So you woke up to instant work. Instant
Yes.
work. You couldn't have your kind of slower morning, your ease into the day, prepare.
My
So,
coffee, exactly.
yeah. So you woke up and you were go.
Yes.
And not only were you go, the little moment of a little piece of the morning, the walk you were taking, isn't necessarily like work. It's more like relaxing type. Is that how walking is for you?
I see it as a way to, it's exercise. So I have to make sure I get my exercise so I stay healthy, especially since long COVID. I take walking as a gift. I couldn't walk around that little tiny cul-de-sac. I couldn't walk down the driveway.
Mm-hmm.
So I see it as really important. But I also saw, I didn't get to talk to David this morning. I talk to him every morning. I saw it as a way to kind of roll into the day. Yeah. And then that went out the window.
And even that got interrupted by your busy day
Yes.
ahead of you. And then you're in the flow of go, 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 not thinking about anything but what you have to get done in the moment. And I come in and toss a little something extra on it, and you just couldn't. No.
Like I had enough. I think when it came down, I had 4 minutes. By the time we were done talking, I had 1 minute to get upstairs. I wanted to be polite and loving and thoughtful and say, how was it? Which is what I said. And you told me how it was, and you told me in a succinct way. And then you added what you added. And that was stressful. So I felt like I handled it. This is the conversation. I don't want to get too much into this, but I felt like I handled it in a way that didn't hurt you. I just said, whatever I said, okay, or whatever. So we can talk about that in a minute. But then you detected something underneath, which was accurate. And then you wanted to talk about the ways to adjust it. And I was like, dude, I did everything I could. I'm in the middle of my busy day. And I made enough time in my 4 minutes I had in between getting off these technological calls. The second one had 3, never happened to me in my entire interview career, 3 times that her Wi-Fi went out. So all that stress, but I wanted to ask, how was your talk therapy? So for me, I was thoughtful. That's it.
So when you attempted to express in your way that you couldn't handle the extra thing that I added on, you felt like the fact that I added it on was offensive?
No, not offensive.
Oh, okay.
Thoughtless. But you didn't know the day I was coming. that's what I mean. You didn't know my baggage that I came into from that day. I thought it was thoughtless. And I knew that you didn't know. So I kept my responses minimal and polite, but you detected something underneath it. So again, I don't want to get too into the conversation yet. You deserve your turn.
Okay. Do you feel like I understand you?
I think. I mean, you don't know what it's like to be me. You don't know that you may not be affected by someone seeing blue and certain that it's red. And you are not affected by Wi-Fi going out and technology giving problems like I am. But I think you understand that I am. So yeah, I'm going to say yeah. So I'm ready to switch.
Okay. I would set a timer, but okay.
Approximately 2 minutes. And tell me about what you brought into this conversation.
When I walked in, first of all, I was so tired this morning. Stayed up too late. You know, my schedule is much busier than it's been for a while. I'm getting up, I'm going for my hikes, and then we have career stuff amping up. So I'm busier than normal to the point where now cleaning is I'm losing time for cleaning. And so I'm noticing piles of laundry here and stuff there and dust there, and this needs to be vacuumed. So I'm walking through the house and I'm noticing all the things that like you and Wesley don't notice. On top of that, I do have stress about financial stuff, but I also have a lot of faith.
Me too.
And so I'm not carrying that around as much, I think, as you are. It's always there. Like, I know we got stuff to do about it and this to do about it and that to do. Things have been on my mind. But I got up, I got Wesley off to the bus, and I was just really tired, trying not to fall back asleep on, in the living room before my therapy session. But I went into, and then you mentioned, like, you came down before I went into therapy and you were really sweet. But you mentioned you kind of had a busy day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you look tired on the block. Go ahead. I don't want to
I was like a little bit of half asleep, but like trying not to fall asleep. So I go to therapy. Therapy's great because, like, I'm talking about how I've started doing some meditation when I'm on my hikes, and we talk about my body image issues and like all sorts of different great things. I love that my therapist, because I can laugh with her, and then during therapy, the reminder that our insurance is changing and we need to get a plan set creeped back into my head. And I was like, oh God, my therapist is on this insurance. I can't lose this therapist. So it was like an urgent thing for me. And I also have to sit with, sometimes I forget those things. So when you asked me about it, you said, how was it? The therapy session was great, but this really important piece of information that I need you to also hear so that I don't forget it is that I want to make sure our therapist is covered.
Got you. Yeah, that's new news to me. Okay, that you forget things. Okay.
Yeah. Like, I took my bobby pins out in the shower and set them up on the thing, and I'm like, I'm not going to forget you. I'm not going to forget you. I'm not going to forget you. I remember they were there today.
I do that. I sometimes go in the shower thinking, looking for the soap, and it's not there. I'm like, oh, yesterday I said, don't forget when you get out of the shower, put a new soap bar in.
So it's stuff like that.
Yeah, I understand.
But that's what I was bringing into it, was really tired and just this sense of urgency that I really need. Like, I wasn't trying to add one more thing to your thing. I was trying to like make a sub note on something that we've been talking about, which is the insurance. So that's where that was coming from.
So do you feel like I empathize enough, or you want me to give more? Like I empathize as you were going.
I think, though, there's one more thing
Okay.
that I brought into the moment that you were saying no. Like, or I know, or okay, whatever, whichever word it was.
I think I said okay.
Okay, yeah, I think it's okay. What I brought into my response, I think, is a lack of self-awareness and resentment. And I've had time to think about it.
So you woke up to get Wesley to school.
I overslept too. I didn't get up till 6:28.
So we both overslept today.
And I had to wake him up because he slept through his alarm.
Okay. So that's a little bit of a stress as it's going.
Mm-hmm.
Then you're going through the day and you're noticing all the places that need cleaning because we're busier than we were. And we dumped 30 pieces of new clothing that Rick gave us. So that's on the floor, which I will clean. I just did 2 loads, but I'll get that done. So that's on your mind. And then you go into your therapy session without having taken your usual morning walk like I did, but you have such an enjoyable or beneficial session that you're like, I love this therapist. I don't want to lose her. And since we're changing insurances, you sometimes forget. You're like, I have to let Marshall know.
Yeah.
Okay. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so.
Okay. So now let's go to the conversation itself, which is, it helps that you forget things. How I heard it, I cannot promise that you said it this way. How I heard it was, we need to. And that sounds like a demand or an order. And it was really a request. But as I'm going up, and again, at that point, I think I had a minute and a half before my next interview for the magazine. I'm not asking you to change it. I'm just saying, if you say we need to, it sounds more like a demand than it's important to me. Now, you don't have to change it, but you mentioned me saying something different, which is, instead of okay, say I'm frustrated. And I'm like, I could do that. What occurred to me was, I felt like I was at least polite to you about your request. And your request does matter to me. It mattered to me when I was frustrated. It matters to me now. No different. It mattered to me 100%. I could say I'm frustrated that you're saying it. Sounds like your request matters to me a lot less if I say that than if I say okay. But I'll put it into my psyche to say she prefers me to say what I'm feeling when I'm frustrated, if that's what you want.
Is that a question?
It's a question.
I remember, I think I said, I don't want to get too much into I said and blah, blah, but the
way you brought it up was,
the way I brought it up was, I'd rather you tell me you can't handle it than
that is correct.
Say okay in a way that I interpret as, I don't want to be having this conversation right now, but I'm not going to tell you. Instead, I'm going to let frustration in my word speak for me. And I just feel like, shut up. Like, that's how it hit me, was shut up about that right now. Versus, I'm busy. I can't handle that right now.
So if I say I can't handle it right now, it sounds less like shut up to you than okay with frustration behind my words.
Absolutely.
I can't handle this right now. I can't handle this right now. Yeah, I can't handle this right now. Okay. Okay.
Then what happens is I go, okay, well, I have to bring this back up later.
But you forget. What are you going to do? Take a note?
Well, I said it out loud. I would be, maybe, I probably would sit on it until you got out, and then I'd be like, can you handle it now?
Or trusting that because I have such a a good memory about our tasks, at least I think I do, that when we talk about picking the new insurance,
Yes.
that I would have remembered.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right. I'm saying you're right. You didn't even say it, but yeah, that's true. Well, I feel a lot better right now.
Oh, that's good.
What about you?
Not quite complete yet.
Go on. Let me just talk. I'm listening. I'm going to get just to you guys. I'm getting sweetener. There's a little more coffee left. Keep talking. I can hear you.
Well, I don't want to talk to an empty room.
Okay, hold on.
We interrupt this broadcast
Okay, go.
for a brief. Okay. So when I said in response, I was being real about I would prefer I can't handle this. That's very honest, but also there was a little resentment in it for me because when I can't handle something that you talk about, I say I can't handle it.
And so you just wanted me to do what you do, and you were resentful that I did. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Because and then you can we get into the conversation a little bit more?
Sure.
Okay. So I heard you say something about randomly saying stuff throughout the day or at a time where do you remember the comment that started with
Yeah, I do. That was after the okay, yeah.
So I felt angry about that because it is my experience that you come downstairs or you get done off of a phone call or a conversation or you're just thinking about something and you engage in random conversations about me that are your stressors often. And I don't get set up. So I either have to say I can't handle this right now or I listen.
I would prefer you to say I can't handle this.
Well, I do say I can't handle this when I can't handle it.
Yeah, you do.
So I want, I was like, well, you do it all the time. You do it all. Why can't I do it? And then in my head, I started to do that thing where it was like, I get different treatment than you get. Like that started to happen. And that's whenever I shut it down by saying in my process, I shut it all down and I said, well, let's play a game. Let's look at the book. Let's start to reflect. Like that's what happened. So I think there's a little bit of I don't know what that is. The controller in me. I don't know what it is. The victim, maybe. Probably the victim was going off.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to compare.
Right. And that's when I got elevated, when you were comparing. That was upsetting for me.
Yeah.
Because I said, so you folks know, I said something like, well, I'm in the middle of my busy day.
Mm-hmm.
Are you in the middle of your busy day? Because if you're not, we shouldn't be comparing. So it was different, in my reality. But what you're saying is, so if I say it for you, will you say it for me? Regardless of the situation. If I say I can't handle this, will you say I can't handle this? Yes?
Yeah, I believe that to be fair to both of us. That's good boundary setting for you if you can't handle it. It's good boundary setting for me if I can't handle it. It's good information for the other person to have so that they can respect your boundaries.
Okay. The only thing I'll add in about that sentence is there have been a lot of things over the last 3-4 weeks, but also over the last 6 years that I felt like I couldn't handle. And it turned out that I could handle them. Right now is an important part. And I want to add in, and this is I feel embarrassed because it sounds like it's like for the camera to complete the episode. I could not have handled my life without you in it. You give me a reason to be alive and a reason to move through these situations and move toward something. So does Wesley. And I know that. I tell my friends, and like I have friends who are single. I don't know how I would move forward at this point without the love that I have from you guys and for you guys, without the 4 minutes of tickling, the round robin tickling that we were doing last night. And we were all cracking up. That was amazing. I thought about that. Have you thought about that since? Me too. And Wesley initiated it. Good for him. We could all use a good laugh, So basically, just so you guys know, we were watching TV and he started tickling her.
Well, he put his leg over top of me.
Right.
And I started saying, he's squishing me with his leg.
But I think he was tickling you.
He initiated the tickling, but it was later. But he put his leg over me, and he's 12 and he's taller than me now. So like it was heavy on me. And then you started saying, I'll save you. And you started like.
So he was tickling me to stop me from saving you.
Yes.
And then I started tickling him back.
But I was like,
but then he was tickling you too.
This isn't working. And then I just kept getting squished, and it was just hilarious chaos of laughter, and it was awesome.
When we were stressed out in Georgia, when we lived in Georgia, and it was, again, a very stressful, there was an abusive alcoholic in the picture. I'll just say that. And hurting you, hurting Wesley, and hurting me by proxy. But we never had a problem melting down and cracking each other up. So that part's good.
But the simplest things.
The simplest things. Meow. Remember that with the sheep. So anyway, that's baggage claim. Do you feel complete on the issue? Outside the fact that we still have to remember that thing to take care of it.
Oh, I'm not going to forget now.
Huh.
I don't want to forget that I did mumble, I'm getting nervous about us working together. Because that nervousness is still there. I don't want arguments. So and I did want to tell you, it was kind of a demand and a need. It was like, I demand that this need be met.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's what it sounded like.
I still demand that this need be met. But it's worked together as a team because I've never had a therapist like the one I have. Like, she's the best I've ever had. And I don't want to lose her.
Mm-hmm. No, I understand.
So, to validate that, yes, it was that. But I think there's what I'm trying to connect to is a need. I think I need more of a structure. You are the type of person who likes to have multiple projects open at once. Like, you like that. You like bouncing around. It's good for you.
I was made for the gig economy. Yes, I was.
Yeah. I am a different kind of creature. I'm good with a couple open projects, but I don't want to be involved with all of your projects, if that makes sense. So whatever.
But you're not. Clients that we coach with and our creative work and the app that we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
The stuff that we're doing to get to the point where we can do that stuff is actually what's stressing us out. Again, we talk about dropping the waterline. The iceberg there is all these things that we're doing to get to the plateau of the new place that we could start from. That's what's stressing us out, in my opinion.
Well, when we were having a meeting just the other day and you were bringing up a new idea of a new project adjacent to the one that we're already working on. Do you know what I'm talking about without me having? Okay.
With Rick, yeah.
Yep. I don't want to be I have it in my head now that we're working together. I have to be involved in all your projects, including Hazmat.
I see. You don't mean Hazmat, including
No, including any
cosmic.
conversations that happen to do with that and all of that. Like, you can tell me about them, but there's something in me that was like, because now we have this umbrella business that we're working under.
Yeah.
I have to be involved in everything. But I realized today during my session that I don't.
No.
I don't have to be involved in every single bit.
But if I keep things inside, then I'm not present for our lives. So what if I talk to you about it? That doesn't mean I want to involve you.
Right.
Sometimes I might like your advice or your input. Does that feel like I'm involving you?
Yes.
What do I do?
Well, if it's advice about like, I don't know, you can ask. And if I don't have anything to input, then I don't have anything to input.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm okay being asked. Asking is great. That gives me a chance to tune into myself and check whether or not I have anything to offer. But just knowing, like, I'm not setting a rule for you or anything like that. I'm saying, it helps me relax. Okay, so because of my energetic makeup and my how I'm designed, I match up to your energy. And then I try to match it and amplify it and run with it and work with it and all that kind of stuff. And that's great for the projects that we're working on together. But it helps me to know that I can actually like disconnect from you energetically for your projects. And then there's our projects.
But you can still listen to me talk about my project.
I can be asked if I can listen.
So you need me to ask you to listen. Yes?
Yeah.
Do you have time? Do you have space to listen?
Yes. Most likely I'll say yes. And I will say no if it's like genuinely no, because I'm no longer in my people pleasing era. But I will say yes when I have the actual space for it. But I kind of need this because I'm worried. Like, it's not really about you. It's about me. It's about, I don't want to get burnt out. I'm trying to find the balance now that there's all this extra busyness that's happening with our business.
This pen says, I am busy. I don't know if you can see it. So we manifested that. I don't know if you can see it, but go ahead.
What was I saying?
Now that there's all this new busyness,
I was worried because like the house is a little bit messier. So I got to keep up with the house and there's all this extra accounting stuff that we have to keep up with. And I've got, deadlines and all this other stuff, bills to pay and all of this. So it'll help to know that I don't have to energetically be connected to you for every single thing. I can listen to you, but I don't need to like body double for all the projects.
No.
I don't need to like be sending you supportive energy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Only if you feel like doing that. I will never say no, but
I have to say no.
That's
what I'm saying.
That's fine.
And if there are the other need is I would love for us to have more of a structure. We were doing
structuring the meetings, but
we were doing the meetings, but because now we're working together, we haven't really been having the meetings, but I think we still need meetings.
I think that's great. So I'd like to we can do that as soon as we turn this off. We can structure something. Yeah.
I like that.
Okay.
Can I tell you a little secret?
Mm-hmm.
Very unrelated, I think.
Yes.
A long time ago now. Not a long time ago, but right before I stopped like cooking dinners on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I now remember having the thought, what would it look like in this house if I went on a strike cooking? And then it just happened without me even thinking about it.
And what does it look like?
It looks like I'm learning what I like to eat more than like basing everything I cook off of mostly you guys. It looks like Wesley's learning how to cook for himself, which is fantastic for him. It looks like a healthier relationship with food. It looks like guilt sometimes when you don't get my cooking as often. But I don't let myself feel guilty too much because it looks like deconditioning, because there's the whole idea that it's the woman's, the mother's, the wife's role to do so. So there's a little bit of like enjoyment in that deconditioning too.
I understand.
But it doesn't feel like a strike. It just feels like I finally allowed myself to be more myself, which is I don't really like cooking dinners that much. I'm a little of a girl dinner type of person more than not. Do you know what girl dinner is? So it's kind of like Bachelor. You just kind of like...
Cooking for one?
Yeah, but not even cooking. Like
So it's like basically how I do things.
It could just be eating a cucumber with ranch and some...
That's me.
Yeah.
So that's girl dinner?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we're eating
But
the
it could
same
also
dish.
be like a piece of cake or hummus with Cheetos. Like just...
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
No, that's not me.
Not that I would do hummus with Cheetos, but that's what came to mind.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else?
I kind of want to rate baggage claim. I think it needs a little more structure.
Okay. Do you have a proposition for what the structure would be?
Like we need to have beginning, middle, and end type of thing. How do
Okay.
we wrap it up? I guess just when everybody's feeling complete.
Let me think about that. So, yeah, I'll come up with a nice structure, and then maybe we can make it downloadable or something like that.
Okay.
But I really liked the idea of explaining what I'm bringing into a conversation, which is, you said, is it similar to internal weather report? Internal weather report is what's going on in this moment.
Mm-hmm.
Baggage claim is, this is what I'm bringing into this conversation, or in our case, this is what I brought into the conversation that went off the rails a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, let me perfect that.
How do we wrap this up?
By saying goodbye.
I love you.
I love you too. Oh, I love you too. And when we get elevated, and I'm tilting my head back toward the microphone because I want everybody to hear, it is so destructive to my sense of well-being. I need 99.9% of the time around here, even with incredible stressors, we're calm. And maybe because of my nervous system with on COVID anyway, maybe because I'm an HSP, a highly sensitive person, so are you. But I think mostly because we have such a deep and profound love energy in this house. I just can't function with disharmony. You know, it doesn't mean we have to agree on everything. It means we have to be harmonious about the way we interact. That's it. You know, peace.
And it's helpful to have the book because, you know, I was able to go in my own brain. I was like, a new pattern was, oh, let me check out the book. What game applies? You know, what piece of information stands out to me that I could apply to this situation? What can I see about myself? You know, because we've gone the yelling and depleted from just exhausted and rattled from anger, and my body's not interested in that route anymore.
I haven't been able to do that for a long time.